We are at 11 Madison Park, and I'm so pleased to be here with Anthony Bourdain and with a glass of the Balvenie in front of us. And we're going to talk about whiskey, which is one of your favorite topics, right?
Yes.
So tell me how you kind of came to whiskey.
I mean, I always liked whiskey, but it was a special occasion drink for me. If I'm not feeling particularly well, it makes me feel better.
Right.
If I'm feeling sentimental or wistful or reflective or thinking about writing but not yet writing, it's a good, for me, 4 o'clock in the afternoon in a pub in Scotland, preferably, alone. You know, a good Scotch whiskey. I'm a bit of a heretic here. I don't mind one rock only. And I know that a lot of serious whiskey drinkers would take issue with that, and I understand it. But yeah, I like just a tiny, tiny little piece of ice.
You can drink it how you want.
Yeah,
Don't let them tell you what to do.
You know, I'm not making blender drinks out of it, you know?
Right. Yeah, I mean, and obviously, you know, when it comes to drinking whiskey, there's, you know, quality. You've traveled around the world and seen whiskey kind of in every state. So what are your feelings on kind of the whiskeys of the world?
Wow, I mean, everybody's trying really hard to do what they do in Scotland. The rest of the world, I think, aspire to that. You know, some are catching up faster than others, but there aren't, you know, like any other industry, there aren't a lot of people who are still sort of resolutely doing it the old, foolishly romantic way.
And do you find that kind of fits into what you're seeing in terms of the way that people are reacting both to food and spirits generally? Because obviously your shows have touched a nerve with people because they want to learn more about, you know, not only where our food comes from, but different types of food, different types of products. So do you think that the popularity of whiskey has grown because of that sort of thesis as well?
I think people crave, for lack of a better word, authenticity.
Yeah.
They're looking for that. There's only so many beachfront properties left in the world.
Yeah.
There's only so many residences with a view, and there are only so many things that you can genuinely say are authentic, meaning still made what David Chang calls the old, long, time-consuming, stupid way,
right.
which is to be admired.
Yeah.
You know, what drives someone to, you know, work with copper or hand make knives? That's a compulsion to be admired.
Aside from the Scottish food, because I know we could have, you know,
Right.
a great haggis with a great whiskey sauce and all that, but what do you think pairs well for people who want to go in that direction?
Always before and after, just about any meal, a good Scotch whiskey is going to be good.
Right.
Before and definitely after.
Always after, yeah.
But I like a good strong cheese, you know, a Stilton or a good funky blue or runny stinky French cheese. These are the kinds of cheeses, of
Things
course, that I'm most passionate about.
Yeah.
I think those are very good. Wild game, grouse or pheasant or you know, any little bird with some, you know, properly aged. Arguably, you know, a nicely aged steak, but you want some funk on this.
Right.
You want that. You want something relatively forward
That
tasting.
won't get overpowered.
Well, look, worse things could happen than overpower your not particularly good food with a very fine whiskey.
These are life's hard choices.
Yeah.
And, you know, lastly, you have a food hall coming up. Are you, you know, the focus is not obviously whiskey, but are you going to have a lot of whiskey there? You're going to have spirits there?
There will be spirits, yes. Yeah. I mean, what we're talking about is it's a public market. So it's not, you know, it's not a food center, food hall, or anything like that. It's going to be a big chaotic
Why? We need so many
market.
more of those. There are just too few of them.
No, there's going to be a big raucous. Imagine if you could imagine Grand Central Station a couple of years after the apocalypse, invaded by hundreds of independent entrepreneurs from all over the world, you know, aggressively selling, you know, awesome noodles and stinky cheese and Mexican tostadas. But we will also have some higher end options as well.
I imagine when it opens, we'll see you in the corner just drinking a glass of whiskey, like, all right.
Every day, I'll be there just supervising every bowl of noodles.
I'm sure. Well, thank you so much for joining us here at 11 Madison Park and for drinking a glass of Balvenie with me. Really appreciate it.